Let me ask you something. If I told you that your music is not the reason that your band isn't growing, would you believe me? Because here's what I see all the time. Bands with genuinely great songs, tight live shows, real chemistry, and they're stuck. Same 200 followers, the same 50 people that show up at every show, same frustrating plateau, month after month after month. And they keep thinking, if we write one more great song, if we just play one more gig, if we get just a little bit better, it'll click. It won't, because that's not the problem. Your band doesn't have a music problem, it has a business problem. In this video, I'm going to go over three things. One, why traditional work your craft advice is actually holding you back. Two, the real reason some bands with average music grow faster than bands with great music. And three, the exact mindset shift that changed everything for me personally and how you can start applying it today. Stick around because by the end of this, you're going to see your band very differently. Real quick, before we dive in, click the like button on this. And also, everything we're about to share is part of a bigger framework I've called the APM Artist Operating System. It's a step-by-step system I use to help musicians stop thinking like hobbyists and start building real sustainable music careers. I've set up a community on School where you can join for free, connect with other serious musicians, and get a feel for everything that we're building. If you want to go deeper and get access to the full APM courses and training, there's a premium membership for that. The link in that will be in the description below. All right, let's get into it. So here's the first thing I want to talk about. I call it the craft trap. From the time we pick up an instrument, we're told the same thing. Practice more, get better, master your craft, and if you're good enough, the world will notice. And look, I'm not saying that craft doesn't matter. Of course it does. You should absolutely be developing as a musician. But here's the problem. Craft is a floor, not a ceiling. You need a basic level of it for it to be taken seriously. But beyond that, more craft does almost nothing for your growth as a band. Think about the bands that you've seen blow up on social media in the last couple of years. Were they necessarily more technically gifted musicians out there? Sometimes, sure, but a lot of the time, honestly, no. What they had was positioning, clarity, a system of getting in front of people and keeping them there. The music got them in the room. Business thinking got them the audience. Now, I want to tell you a story about how I personally figured this out, and because I think it's going to hit home to you. For a long time, I was a musician. I genuinely believed that if we were good enough, growth would follow. We put everything in the music, arrangements, production, performance, and we really cared a lot for what we were putting out. The music was good, and I'm not being arrogant. People who heard us would tell us that, but our audience was flat. Our growth, almost nothing. It was one of the most frustrating periods of my life because I couldn't understand why all the effort wasn't translating. Then I took a pause with music to build a career and to support my family. And then I started working for Amazon. And I want to be clear, I wasn't thinking about the music at all when I took the job. I was just working. I was taking time off of music to be able to support my family. But over time, I started absorbing the way that Amazon employees think, the way Amazon approaches everything as a system. Working customer backwards, data-driven decisions, clear goals, mechanisms for growth. And then one day it hit me. We were running our bands like a hobby and expecting it to perform like a business. We had no mission, no defined audience, no strategy, no way of measuring whether anything we were doing was actually working. We were just creating and hoping. So when I was ready to get back into playing music, I started over, a brand new band. But this time I applied everything that I'd learned while working at Amazon. I defined who we were. I built a plan and worked backwards from where we wanted to be. I tracked what was working and cut what wasn't. And the growth was completely different, night and day. The music hadn't changed. The thinking had. So what was the actual shift? Let me make this really concrete. The starving artist mindset says making great art and wait to be discovered. Put in the work, stay humble, and trust that talent gets rewarded. The business owner mindset, however, is who is this for? What do they need? How do I reach them? How do I build something that grows on purpose? One of those is a wish, the other is a plan. Here's the thing. It's not about selling out. I hear that all the time. I don't want to be a businessman. I want to be an artist. Okay, but what do you think those artists that you look up to are doing behind the scenes? They have teams, they have strategy, they have systems, They make intentional decisions about their brand, their releases, their audience. They just don't talk about it publicly because it doesn't fit the romantic narrative. The most successful independent musicians I know are not the most talented. They're the most intentional. So the shift is this: stop asking, how do I get better at music? And start asking, how do I build something that grows? You're not just a musician, you're the CEO of your band. Now, let's bring this back together. Number one, the craft trap. Getting better at music is important, but past a baseline level, it stops being the thing that drives growth. Number two, the real reason bands with average music grow faster is because they think like business owners. Strategy beats talent when talent has no direction. Number three, the mindset shift. Stop waiting to be discovered. Start building on purpose. You are the CEO of your band, and that's the foundation. Everything else, your audience strategy, your release plan, your revenue, all gets built on top of this. Now, if this resonated with you, and if you're serious about building your music career in the right way, I want to invite you to our community on School. Joining the community is completely free. You're able to connect with other serious musicians along with content, see exactly what the APM Artist Operating System is about. If you want to go deeper, there's a premium membership that gives you full access to the courses and training inside, including step-by-step system that I use from zero growth to building something with real momentum. Either way, come check it out. The link is in the description. And if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button and get notified, because this is just the beginning. We're going to go deep on all of this. I'll see you there.